I hope you guys like Jesse's speech because I have the same topic. On April 26, in 1986, a reactor at the nuclear power plant in Chernobyl, Ukraine, called Chernobyl 4, exploded and caused a fire that melted through its containment barriers and led to the toxic wasteland that Chernobyl is today. Following these events, 30 lives were lost and approximately 200,000 citizens were evacuated and relocated from the nearby cities. This consequence of nuclear energy has few like its kind, but it is one of the most devastating workplace incidents in history. I want to dive deeper into the risks of nuclear energy and whether or not they outweigh the benefits that using it could allow. As an ex-environmental biology major, I can tell you that all they talk about in those classes is nuclear energy. I'm not going to assume that everyone here has taken an environmental biology class, so let's start by asking, what is nuclear energy? Well, I'm sure everyone here is familiar with the atom bomb or the nuke, and those are made by splitting the nucleus of an atom and harnessing the energy that produces. Well, the book Nuclear Energy tells us that this process is the same when used in harnessing nuclear energy. The energy that is produced through the split atom is called nuclear fission, and that is used to produce power that emits a much smaller and lower carbon emission than energy production alternatives. This is a big deal because carbon emission is the big issue today. When I was prompted to pick a topic, I knew shortly after that I wanted to pick nuclear energy because I find it very interesting. But I was still stuck with the question of how to make it interesting to you guys. Well, nuclear energy addresses the well-known topic of climate change that everyone knows about these days. The world is ending because nobody cares and everyone feels too small to do something about it. Educating yourself is a very important first step and will allow us in the future, when one of us inevitably becomes president, to decide whether or not we want to implement more nuclear energy and if it's worth the risk. And on the small chance that one of us doesn't become president, then you should still care because UIUC is currently working on a project to bring a microreactor to campus, so we could still see it in the upcoming future. Why would we want this? The article Advantages and Challenges of Nuclear Energy tells us that nuclear energy is the cleanest source of energy production in the United States and is equivalent to removing 100 million cars off of the streets each year. Now, you're probably thinking, I won't be around when the Earth dies. Why does this matter to me? Well, the nuclear industry also accounts for 500,000 jobs each year that pay, on average, 30% more than local alternatives. So now that I've covered reasons for the people that love the Earth and the cynics, you're probably thinking, oh wow, I love nuclear energy. How could anything possibly go wrong with nuclear energy? Well, that is a foolish thought considering the story I told you at the beginning of this. Let's take a step back and look at why there aren't nuclear power plants everywhere. Chernobyl was not a significantly unique case. There have been about 5 more cases similar to this on the same caliber, with the most recent happening in 2011. Because nuclear energy has such a high energy output at such high temperatures, power plants are often put near large body of waters so that that water can be used to more efficiently cool the reactors. However, a blog written by Jordan Wilkerson called Reconsidering the Risks of Nuclear Power tells us that this can result in the 2000 incident in Japan, where an earthquake and tsunami caused destruction of the nuclear power plant, spreading radioactive waste everywhere and causing heavy chemical explosions. This was an incident on the same caliber as Chernobyl. So, now that you have a better understanding of the highs and lows of nuclear power and how something so beneficial could be so destructive, I hope you and I can now share the interests that I found while researching and be more educated on the topic moving forward. Thank you.